Hi, Sharika.
Hi.
My name is Karen, right? And I'll be your caseworker for today. I'll be just asking you some questions. I see here that you're not feeling very well lately. You've been having some flashbacks. I'm really sorry to hear that. I'll try my best to do whatever I can to help you today. I just wanted to let you know before we started that anything that you say to me is strictly confidential, and no one would be able to have access to your information. Just me and my supervisor, because my supervisor has to go over your file in order for us to take the right step in order to help you. So I just wanted you to know that, and I wanted to also thank you for signing your confidential agreement, so that from here we can take it. So how can I help you today?
Okay, well, thanks for meeting me. My name is Karen. I've been having some problems for a long time, and I really don't know how to get past it. I'm hoping that you can help me today, because it has gotten really bad over the years. It just keeps
sorry to hear that.
worse and worse and worse.
I'll try my best to help you.
Okay, thank you. So it started from when I was young. When I grew up in the country area, in Jamaica, and I had a neighbor, and she was my best friend. Her name was Cindy, and Cindy is the first friend that I remember having. I can just remember her face.
Childhood friendship.
Yes,
that's so pure.
Yeah, I could see her friend. I could see her face right now.
I can understand that.
She was right beside me, and we used to go to the same school together. And
like a sister.
Yes.
Right.
Very, 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 very nice girl. We had a very close friendship. But to get back as to what brought me here today is Cindy's no longer alive.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear
Cindy
that.
passed away when we were only 8 years old.
Oh, dear.
And it's been really, really hard for me.
Oh, my goodness.
I thought that, as a child you experience something like that, and you go through the motions of grieving, and you miss your friend is not there anymore. But as you grow older, you think within yourself that with time you will heal and you'll be able to move past. But it's been the worst thing that has ever happened to me.
A lot of us think that way, but studies have proven that we all need counseling from time to time, just to get over little things that we've been through in the past. I know we all will try. I think we're tough and we try to go through it, and we think, oh, that won't happen to us. But at times it does.
Yeah.
And that's why we're here to help.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you came in. I'm glad you feel confident enough to share that story with me. It's quite a story, I would say. I understand childhood friendship it's a bond that's very strong.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a very strong bond. It's like next to a marriage.
Yeah. We were very close. We went to the same school. We did everything together. We played together, and
what did you say her name was? Sorry.
Cindy.
Cindy.
Excuse me. Cindy. Yes, her name was Cindy. So, I miss her. I just miss her a lot. I miss her a lot, and as the day goes by, I keep thinking, okay, I'll get past this. This will get better, but it hasn't gotten better. I think about her all the time. I think about the last day I saw her. I think about what we were doing.
So, if you don't mind, have you ever had any other friends growing up besides Cindy? Because that was quite when you were young. Like in grade school or high school, did you ever form any other bond that was?
To tell you the truth, in elementary school, no. It was very hard for me to get close to somebody as a friend, because I kept feeling like, okay, the moment I accept them and open up to them as my friend, then something is gonna happen, and they're gonna be snatched away from me,
that's
just
so
like
sad
that.
for a little girl to go through that.
Right. So it prevented me from, bonding with people. And plus this happened when I was only 8 years old. So I'm now realizing that even some of the relationships that I've had throughout my life and some of the connections that I have, or a lack thereof connection that I don't have with people, have been as a result of this incident that happened with Cindy from I was 8.
Well, that was going to be my question. Do you have any support systems, like people that you reach out to? Are you married?
Well, yes, I am married.
You're married?
I am
do you
married.
have children?
I do. I have children. I have 2 children. I have a
Okay.
15-year-old and a 6-year-old.
Oh, okay.
And to tell you the truth, Miss, with my 15-year-old, it was really, really tough, especially when she got to that age when she was like 8 years old, because again, it just kept bringing me back to my friend, to my friend Cindy. So it was really hard. I locked down. I started to feel depressed. It was hard for me to even get out of the bed. It was hard for me to get up and do just basic little things to take care of myself and my family, because I was just overwhelmed with this grief and this sadness.
So have you ever been to the doctor and gotten any diagnosis?
Well, my husband, encouraged me when I went through this with my daughter, who's now 15, when she was 8. Like I said, it was a really dark time for me. And my husband saw a glimpse of what was going on, and he knew something was wrong, because obviously, like I told you, I couldn't do basic things, miss. I couldn't get out of my bed. It was hard for me to take showers.
But you've never been on any medication for this?
No. So he convinced me to go to the doctor. I went and I saw my doctor. My doctor did wrote me a prescription. But I did not fill the prescription because I have a fear that, once I start taking it, it will be hard for me to stop taking it. And I don't want to put myself in that situation, because that would be a whole
I understand.
situation.
Too the same way when it comes to medication, but sometimes you don't have to take, like, you just take it until you feel better. You don't get like dependent on it. Sometimes when you're feeling really lousy and that you're at your bottom stage, it's like taking like a tablet to go to bed, even to calm you down to go to sleep at nighttime. I can see that with the medication. I understand most people are afraid of getting addicted to medication. Yeah, so I can see that there.
And
concern there.
What's funny too, Miss, is that my husband is the one that convinced me to go see my doctor. But when I got the prescription from my doctor, my husband doesn't want me to take the medication, because it's the same thing. He's saying, you know what, I don't want you to get addicted to this stuff, and then you can't stop taking it, and then things are just gonna get from bad to worse. So no, I didn't fill the prescription, and I'm not taking anything. But I don't know if you could help me today, because again, my youngest one turns.
He's young. He's 6 years old.
6. He's turning 7 in a month.
You're gonna need some energy to deal with him, right? Yeah, for sure.
And
I was wondering about like even herbal, any natural medication, since you're concerned about the medicine, like natural. Sometimes I try herbal tea. Sometimes there's on the internet you have sleep music that you fall asleep to. Certain things like therapeutic, natural therapeutic.
Now that you mentioned that, I did try meditation.
Yeah.
So after I saw my doctor and I didn't fill the prescription, a friend of mine well, I confided in somebody I worked with, and I confided with her that I was having trouble sleeping because one day I went to work and I literally fell asleep at my desk. It was so bad. I was so tired and felt
it seems
overwhelmed.
like you're carrying a whole lot inside of you, and we're gonna try to do as best as we can for you because it's not healthy, you know.
No.
And we need you to be healthy, especially for the children, you know. And you seem like you have a good support system. Your husband seems to be a nice husband. He's really concerned over you, so you're really lucky that right there.
He is.
And I understand what you're saying about your friend. So, do you think you can give me a little more in-depth information about like the event
that happened?
Yeah.
Well, you know, like I said, we were young. We were 8, and we went to the same school together, and we used to walk home every day together because she lives right beside me, right? So we walked home together, and this day, oh God,
take your time.
We were walking home from school, and it was so hot. So Cindy wanted to stop to get a drink from this shop that sells like snacks. It's like a snack shop.
Okay.
And I said, no, let's just keep walking because it's getting late, and I didn't want to get home too late, you know. So she's like, okay, fine, let's go this way then. So at least we could get there faster, which is a shortcut. And I didn't want to go through the shortcut because the road that we were on would take us, you know, it's open, and it's busy, meaning there's a lot of cars that go back and forth. There's a lot of you know, cars that go back and front and stuff like that. And my thing was, we're already here already, let's just stay on this route and go home. But the street was very busy that day, busier than usual, and the cars were just zooming past. And I stopped to tie the lace on my shoe, and by the time I held up my head, I saw it. I saw the bus coming. I just feel like it happened so quickly, there's nothing I could do. Like the bus just came and it just hit her.
I know, but you can't blame yourself for that either, because remember you were only 8 years old too, right?
Yeah, but if I had just listened, you know, if we had stopped at
that's
the
the
snack
thing.
shop.
We live with all this guilt. We always we live with guilt inside of us. What if this and what if that? Are you religious? Are spiritual?
I go to church, and there was a time in my life when I was very, very religious, but you know, things start to happen again, and it just keep playing in my head over and over and over, and all I could see is just that bus. Okay, and I asked God why. So I can see that
this has been a real problem for you throughout your life.
Yes. You know, I used to ask God, you know, why did you allow that to happen? You know, why did you allow that bus to hit her? Why did you take her at such a young age? Why not me? You know, and I don't get any answers. So sometimes I feel like, is there really a God?
I know from time to time we've all asked that question. Bad things happen in life?
Is there really
well, we just want to make sure that you're okay. I'm gonna try to see if I can get you connected with some constant service on a weekly basis. Okay, you did come to the right place, and I'm glad you came in for the help, because it's not healthy for you to continue this way. We can help you. We'll try to get you connected with a counselor. So weekly, once a week, you can go. And do you have daycare for your 6-year-old? You're 15 years old.
Well, right now, my mother-in-law was watching him.
Okay.
Up until last month, because she had to go back home. She doesn't live here.
Okay, so as it stands, you don't have any daycare. So we can make arrangements for daycare so that You just free up some of your time. And you don't, do you work?
I can't work. I lost my
feeling,
job
yeah,
because I was tired all the time. I couldn't get out
could
of bed.
imagine, eh?
You know, so after a while I kept calling in sick, and my employer, I guess they didn't understand what was going on, so I lost my job.
Yeah,
So
I
right
can
now
imagine
I'm not
there.
working, and
Yeah.
you know that, you know, I'm home in the day, and every time I'm home,
And
it
that's
just keeps
even worse.
playing
It's,
in my
yeah,
head.
exactly. That's even
You
worse
know.
to be at home. You have to get out there and be a part of society. We're gonna help you to get your son into daycare, so we're gonna free up some time for you, and then you're gonna get yourself into a counseling service, and from there, we'll even get your husband in also, so that he'll understand what you're going through, so that when you can recognize the signs of when you're getting too far gone, so that he can intercede, and he can apply some therapeutic, maybe even a massage sometimes when we get away,
Tense.
sometimes tense, yeah.
Yeah.
You can apply a massage, your favorite oil, you know, you can use that.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
That really sounds good, because
And-
sometimes, honestly, Miss, I feel like, you know, he doesn't understand. I feel like he doesn't know what it's like to have
Yeah,
a friend that you grew
Yeah,
up
it's
with.
hard. It's
and-
hard for anybody really to understand that. Well, some people anyhow, because you know, a lot of people with working and just taking care of the children. A lot of people just try not to think about things. They try to, especially men. Men don't really hold on to stuff. They try because they're more about the macho stuff. So it's sometimes it's hard. You know, even my husband too. It's hard for me sometimes to explain certain things to him because he just doesn't get it.
Yeah.
That's men. But us women, we have to stick together and see what we can do for each other, because this is a rough, tough world. And I'm really sorry for what you've been through, especially at such a young age. No one should go through something like that.
You know what scares me the most? What scares me the most is that my youngest is getting to that age, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just scared. I'm just scared of, you know.
So you're having flashbacks,
Yeah.
and you're associating your son with that. Well,
Yeah.
no.
I'm just really
That's
scared. I
just-
don't know what to do. I try to, you know,
Do you go to church?
well, as I said before, you know, I've been on and off with church because
Okay.
when I was going to church, you know, sometimes I didn't really get any help from going to church.
That's what I
So
was gonna ask you. Like, how's your relationship with your pastor, or your fellow, your church members?
for me, it, you know,
Do you feel comfortable with the pastor? Do you ever open up to him or her? Or
yeah. For me, it's easier for me to, you know, talk one-on-one with my pastor
okay,
than to say go to church per se.
okay,
Because you know,
Mm.
church is an environment, and there's people in the environment that you wouldn't necessarily go to and
yeah.
express what you're going through. But
Right.
when I'm one-on-one with my pastor,
Oh.
you know, I can disclose to him one-on-one what I'm comfortable.
One-on-one meaning, does he come by your house and sit with you and your husband?
He has. There was
Okay.
one instance where I was just too sick. I couldn't even muster up enough energy
Mm-hmm.
to get out of bed. So he
Yeah.
came by the house once, and then there were 2 or 3 other occasions where we met him at the church. And
Mm-hmm.
we met with him one-on-one, and it was beneficial, you know. So yes, he's a good support system.
Okay, that's
Um,
good. That's good.
Yeah, he's a good support
I
system.
know lots of times many of us, we lose our faith because of things that happen to us in life. As I said, it's a tough life. We just have to
Yeah.
keep and try to find people with like mind that we can lean on and support each other. And you seem to be a strong person too, you know, because you have 2 children. I mean, 15 and 6. And a husband. I know how tough it can be to deal with a husband too. And you're going through it. You're at the age too. You're at a good age,
Mhm.
right? You seem like you could have a lot going for you. You know,
Well,
a
you
beautiful
know-
person. You seem like you're a beautiful person with
I tell you what, before, you know, when I'm not having flashbacks, when I feel happier, you know, things definitely are better for me. You know, I'm
I can
able
imagine,
to see the good in life.
Right.
Right? But when things get bad, they get really bad.
What would you say that would like cause like you to have a flashback? Like, is it when you're doing the dishes, like when you're alone mostly, or with your family?
Well, most of the time it's when I'm alone, and some of the
Okay.
things that cause me to have flashback release, like when I see young children around the same age, like
So that
Cindy.
triggers it. Okay.
Yeah, when I see
Okay.
young children, it really bothers me. My heart sinks. You know, so
So it
that
seems like
bothers
you're really
me.
missing her.
Oh my God, man! I just keep replaying back that day in my head over and over and over again, and think, what could I have done different? You know,
Okay,
why?
so you mentioned that you and the pastor, you know, you guys have a good relationship, and you do believe now. You do believe in God and all of that.
I do. I do
Religion,
believe
you're
in
somewhat
God. Yeah.
strong in your faith. So you know, maybe sometimes we need to hold on to something to give us that extra strength to keep going. Because as you're saying, as I hear what you're saying is mostly when you're alone, these feelings comes on. So
Yeah.
maybe you could try to like take notice of these feelings.
Yeah.
Like even get a pen, a notepad, and write it down. Leave that, you know, write it down. Write down how you're feeling, but do a daily journal for even the first 30 days. Try that.
Okay.
That's a start. We could start there.
You really think of journaling for 30
Yeah,
days?
for
would
30
help?
days. Try that.
Okay.
Oh, when you're feeling, just go in a corner wherever you are and just start jotting down how you're feeling right now. Even if it doesn't have to be perfect script, just anyhow, just jot it down. Okay?
Okay, I'll try
And in
that.
the meantime, we're gonna try to get you that counseling service, because from what I'm hearing is I think you really need it right away. We need to start something right away, so that you can feel better about yourself, because we don't want you to keep feeling down. It's not nice when someone is always down, you know. And that's what we're here for, to make referrals and to help people, right?
Well, thank you for the suggestions. I appreciate it.
So do you have a mom or a dad or anyone around, any close friend? As you said, you've never been able to even have another close friends? Never?
No. My mom is around. My dad died when I was.
Okay.
That's the other part
Sorry
too.
to hear that.
My dad died when I was about 13 almost, when I was almost 13 years old, and I know that.
Were you close with him?
I was close with my father.
So
I was
that
very
could
close.
be another trigger too.
Yeah.
At such a young age too, that could be
Yeah.
another trigger, you know,
Yeah.
to death.
Yeah.
People that you really cared and loved.
Yeah. I know that if Cindy was around when my dad passed, it would have been easier for me.
Yeah, you would have each other.
Yeah, because we would have each other.
Console each other.
Yeah, my dad loved Cindy. You know,
Good.
Cindy was always very respectful of my family. We treated her like she was family, because she was family to us,
Yeah.
right? So my dad is not around. My dad passed, but my mother is around.
Okay.
My mother is a very spiritual person, which is a good
that's
thing.
Nice, yeah.
Because, you know, on the days when I didn't believe anymore, when I didn't want to have nothing to do with God or church, she kept praying for me.
Oh, that's so nice.
You know, so
Always nice to have a mom.
yeah, so she's very solid, and I
Praying
lean
mom.
on her. I lean on her a
Mhm.
lot, because
That's
if it
nice.
wasn't for her, I don't know what would have happened. You know, on days when I can barely get out of bed, my mom comes over and she makes dinner for my kids. And,
Oh my goodness.
my
What a great
husband.
mom.
yeah, and she helps. You know, my older one gets organized.
Oh, yeah, that's
So
a
my
great
mom has
so you
really-
do have a support. Your mom
Yeah.
is there.
And she's really been a rock. She's really been a rock for me throughout time. She really has.
Okay.
5 more minutes.
So I'm gonna there's a referral. There's a counseling services up in Brampton.
Okay.
And do you drive or take the bus?
Right now, I have access to a car. I haven't driven in a
Okay.
long time because of my situation, but I could get to Brampton if I need to get to
Okay.
Brampton. I could
Yeah,
ask my
because at the
husband.
Civic Center in Brampton,
Mhm.
there's a we have a counselor there, and it's free of charge.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
that's a great part about it,
Yes.
because can always save some money. It's great.
Yes.
Yeah, so she's there. Her name is actually I'll get her information for you after. I'll give her a call, and I'll give her your name, make a referral, and then she'll give us an appointment. I'll make sure I get one really fast for you, because I don't want you walking around feeling like no one cares. We care. We're here for you.
Thank you. I
You know,
appreciate
and
that.
yeah, we really care. And
So,
you have access to a car, yeah. So the Civic Center in Brampton. And how about like finance? Are you okay for finance?
well, right now things are very tight with us because, as I told you, I lost my job.
Oh, you lost your
So,
job. I'm so
yeah.
sorry to hear that.
I lost my job because, like I told you, I kept calling in. I was just too sick.
Oh,
I couldn't go to work.
Oh.
And I was falling asleep when I was there. I just didn't have any interest, so I lost my job. And right now, my husband's income is the only income, and
Mhm.
it's very small with all the bills that we have to pay. So it's very tight right now. It's a struggle for us financially right now.
Yes, yeah, I can imagine. I
Yeah,
can imagine.
it's definitely a struggle for us.
Okay, so just give me a moment and I'll go. I'm gonna make a phone call. I'm gonna call the Civic Center to make your referral, because I really want to get you out right away, because I really want you feeling your greatest again, back to feeling your greatest again, because you seem like you can be a very good person when you're, all of us, when we're down,
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna go make a referral, and I'll be right back. Okay?
Thank you so much.
Okay. Sorry to keep you waiting, Mrs. Dawson. I've called the counselor, and we've made arrangement for this Wednesday at 3:00.
Okay.
Here's her name. Her name is Amy,
Okay.
and her address is there, and all the information. We have you can check the Google map. You can see it's the Brampton Civic Center.
Yes, I see
Yeah,
it here.
just at the mall there. So it's in the buses run, or you say you drive. So that's
Okay.
great.
Okay.
And for this time, you're gonna have to you can bring your son, because there's a daycare.
Oh.
Yeah, and
Okay.
right there where, as you're talking with the counselors, there we have a little area set up. There's an area set up there.
Care
Yeah.
that.
Or,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Oh, great.
So your son, there's toys, he can play.
Oh, that's
It'll
amazing.
be great. You can have coffee, whatever
Oh,
you
really?
like. Yeah.
Oh, wow,
And
that's great.
and after that, there's a little mini spa.
Oh.
Yeah, so you can go in
Oh
there
my
for half an
God.
hour
Oh gosh.
and do a little mini spa
Oh
thing,
my
and they'll be
gosh.
playing the music and everything. You can listen.
Oh.
Yeah, because I made sure I mentioned that and,
Oh,
to her,
wonderful.
that you need at least half an hour of a bit of relaxation.
Oh, thank you
You
so
know?
much. I
Yeah.
really appreciate
And
this.
we want to make sure keep up with some natural, because I know you're really concerned about the medication.
Yes.
So also you can see, if you see there, I did make a note of that to please give you try to find some therapeutic method instead of medication.
Medicine.
Yeah, because you and your husband, and I do understand being
Yeah.
concerned about being hooked on
Yeah.
medication. So
Yeah.
for me, I do a bit of yoga too, deep breathing and all of that.
Oh, okay.
I see how it's helped me. So I
Okay.
really believe that it would do a lot for you also,
Okay.
And after that, we're gonna also arrange to get your son in daycare.
Oh.
Yeah,
good.
so
Oh,
you
God,
would have-
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
you need time for yourself during the day, so you can go for a walk. Summer is coming now, springtime.
Oh, thank
So
you
you
so
can
much.
have the day to go for a walk. Don't be sitting in the house that much
Yeah.
watching TV. I know it can become really depressing. And you can
Yeah.
start looking into, either going back to work or taking a course,
Oh.
something
Yes,
to make yourself
I
feel.
really wanna focus on going back to work because money's really tight right now.
Yeah.
And you know, I managed to finish my schooling. I just need to get a better job or a full-time job in my
Yeah.
field, and you know,
And
then
you
things
will,
be
you
a
will.
little
That's
bit better.
I feel you will. Yeah. You just need to get over the depressing feeling, and I can you know, relate with your feeling that it's your friend, and you know,
Yeah,
all those years you've been
really
carrying
hard.
all this baggage. I think it's time for us now to like move on, help you to move on, to let you understand
I really
someone
hope
that's
so.
more qualified than me,
Mhm.
you know, that can help you to move on, to suppress these feelings now, get rid of them, that you can move on and provide a good home, even for your husband, will be more available for your husband, right?
Yeah,
And your son,
thank you so
and
much.
your children.
I really appreciate this.
Oh,
I tell you,
no.
I feel like this is exactly what I need.
Yeah,
I like the idea that they also have childcare on
yeah,
site.
we know, yeah.
You know, because that will give me a peace of mind.
Yeah, you
know,
won't have to
take
be
my
worrying
mind.
when you're
Yes.
when you're sitting there talking with her. You can
Yes.
relax.
Yes.
And as I said, after that, you can go to the little
Spa.
spa.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And
You know,
get your
thank you
little
so
your little
much.
massage on.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
So
This is
I
definitely
really
what
thank you for coming by today. I really thank you
Thank
for
you.
trusting in me, and we're gonna try everything. As I said, Amy is excellent. She'll
Good.
do her best for you.
Awesome. Thank you
Okay.
again.
Thank you.
I appreciate your time. Thanks.